Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Here.
Trustee Bukowski is absent. Trustee Echeverria. Here. Trustee Bennett.
Here.
Trustee Hilker.
Here.
Trustee Lassiter.
Here.
Mayor Getty.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Clerk. Moving on to that agenda item 4, the clerk has placed meeting minutes on the agenda for approval. The first is approval of the meeting minutes from the October 24, 2024 Board of Trustees special meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Motion. Second.
Trustee Lyons, seconded by Trustee Hooker. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those are approved, thank you. Moving on, we have agenda item 4B. This is meeting minutes from December 17, 2024 Board of Trustees meeting. Is there a motion to approve these minutes as presented?
Motion. Second.
Trustee Bennett, seconded by Trustee Lazzich. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those are approved, thank you. Next is 4C. This is approval of the meeting minutes from December 23rd, 2024 Board of Trustees special meeting. Is there a said motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Lazzich, seconded by Bennett. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those are approved, thank you. Moving on, we have 4D. This is approval of the meeting minutes from December 26th, 2024 Board of Trustees special meeting. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
Motion.
Second.
Trustee Marchiori, seconded by Trustee Echeverria. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those are approved, thank you very much. Next is 4E. This is approval of meeting minutes from the January 7th, 2025 Board of Trustees meeting. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
Make the motion. Second.
Okay, Lazzich, seconded by Bennett. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those are approved, thank you very much. Moving on to finance, Trustee Hilker.
Seeking approval of warrant number 021825 in the amount of $1,696,600 and $629.
Okay, yes, this warrant was previously reviewed and approved unanimously by the Finance Committee. Is there a motion to approve the total warrant amount of $1,696,629?
Motion. Second.
Trustee Bennett, seconded by Trustee Lazzich. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria. Aye. Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lassiter.
Aye.
Approved.
Approved, thank you very much. Manager Sheehan?
Nothing tonight, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Moving into trustee reports, Trustee Echeverria.
Thank you, Mayor Getty. I have the following to report from our director, Ted Teller from Parks and Recreation. We continue to host Tuesdays at 6 p.m. workout classes. Then Wednesday at 6 p.m. we have yoga classes. And we have a very successful senior workout class on Tuesday at noon. The seniors also have continued to meet for the Lyons retirees monthly meetings. They host a lunch and a dinner on the first and third Thursday of each month. This March, we will welcome back Mondays at 6 p.m. our Pilates classes in the community room. Also returning at Smith Park will be our Mustangs football, Mustangs cheerleading, Midway Soccer Club clinics as well. More information will be forthcoming on our village Facebook page regarding this registration. Starting Monday, March 17th, the Village Hall Community Room will serve as a polling place for Cook County early voting. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5 p.m. and Sundays 10 to 4. This will conclude with Election Day on Tuesday, April 1st. This concludes the report given to me by Director Ted Teller. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Trustee. Moving on, we have Trustee Hilker, Library.
We continue to close out the 2024 fiscal year. The inventory is being brought up to date and new labels are being attached where needed. Our new media center is taking hold of patrons and employees. Some of the machine features are the machine copies and scans to a variety of locations. Fax confirmation is now sent directly to your email, so there's no waiting for a printed copy. There's a long list of languages that are available for translation, and some of your older pictures can be read to this machine, and hopefully they'll enhance it for you. On Wednesday, March 5th at 10 a.m. in the morning, the Brookfield Zoo will be visiting and presenting Winter in Between. The zoo demonstrates what animals do in the fall to prevent the winter. And after the winter snow melts, what takes place when the animals
much, trustee. Moving on, we have trustee Mark Dory, police.
Thank you, Mayor Getty. I have the, police report for the month of January 2025, submitted by Chief Commissarian. Calls for about service, 1,317. Total calls, average of 42 calls for police service per day, 31 days. Top 3 call categories: 400 traffic stops, 208 premise checks, 74 assist citizen. Total index crimes reported, 23. Total index crimes pending investigation, 2. Total index crime arrests, 12. Total index crimes cleared, 9. Index crime clearance rate, 43%. Index crime arrest rate, 52%. All other arrests, 82, includes local, traffic, and criminal offenses. Total monthly arrests, 94. Total month arrests, I'm sorry, 94. Activity accounted by officers, traffic stops, 400, traffic citations, 293, traffic warnings, 38, parking citations, 366, includes 100 citations for no village sticker. That concludes the police report for January 2025.
Okay, thank you, sir. Moving on, Public Works Department.
Public Works Department to date has been involved with 6 snow days in the last 2 months. 3 of those days required salt to keep the roadway safe from hazardous driving conditions. The other 3 days, the plows were out in full force. The crews made themselves available during the random hours the snow was falling. Most equipment repairs have been made to keep the equipment in running order for any future snowfall this season. To date, we have used approximately 275 tons of salt in our road street. 2 water main breaks that were detected by the Associated Technical Services Survey have been repaired. A total of 5 street lights have been involved in accidents. 3 have been repaired or replaced, and 2 are waiting for the delivery of new poles. 5 fire hydrants were involved in accidents, and all 5 of those are scheduled for repair. Submitted by Director of Public Works, Tito Rodriguez.
Thank you, trustee. Moving on to trustee Lyons, building.
Building Director John Pierce provided us the Village of Lyons Building Department GC totals from February 9th, 2025 through February 15th, 2025. Contractor registrations was free for $225. Commercial inspections was none. Residential inspections, 1 for $250. Vacant registrations, there was 0. Business licenses and RTZ backflow, 0. Business licenses, or actually, business licenses and RTZ backflow was 7,200. Permits applied for was 8, issued 5, $1,413. Re-inspections was 0, permits was 0. Citations, fines, liens, board-ups was 2,950. Stop work orders was 1,500. Grass fees was 0. Escrow deposits was 0. Refundable permit bonds was 1,100. Plan reviews was 0, and CPA hearings was 0. And that concludes the report.
Okay, thank you very much, trustee. Moving on to trustee Bennett, fire.
Thank you, Mayor Getty. I have the January 2025 Fire Department report submitted by Fire Chief Nord. Starting off with monthly totals, we had 192 total fire/EMS responses. Of those, 187 were fire responses where the engine or squad responded, and 170 were EMS responses where an ambulance responded. There were 0 inspections and 0 re-inspections. Moving on to items of interest, item number 1. The new used ambulance is progressing well. The unit was picked up from Foster Coach and brought to our village mechanic for a review and minor repairs. The ambulance has had 2 radios installed along with 2 new antennas. Signed contractors will be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to begin lettering the ambulance. When the lettering is complete, it shall be taken to the safety lanes and then have the IDPH inspection scheduled so that we can begin to use the ambulance. And item of interest 2 is the 2024 year totals, which are total incidents, 2,305. Fire responses, 2,208, and EMS responses, 1,878. That concludes the fire report.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody has any questions, please advise. Moving into action items, the first is action item 8A. This is action regarding ordinance 02182501, updating the program charging mitigation rates for the deployment of emergency and non-emergency services by the fire department in the Lyons, County, Illinois. Back in 2011, we had established and put in place mitigation rates or mitigation charges that the fire department can charge to individuals or vendors that cause issues in the village. I would say these are seldom charged, but when the circumstances arise where they should be put in place, we have the opportunity to do that. This essentially updating those rates to today's standards, today's costs. These are such charges as extraction, creating a landing zone, hazmat issues, illegal fires. That's the sort of thing that comes into play. Chief, on an annual basis, we maybe recover about $10,000.
Yeah, probably a little more than that with all the increases of late, but, yeah. This is the first increases we've ever done, fire recoveries.
So we're looking for a motion to adopt this ordinance at this time.
Make a motion. Second.
Trustee Lyons, second by Trustee Bennett. Any questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria.
Aye.
Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lazi.
Aye.
Approved.
Okay, that's been approved, thank you very much. Next is 8B, this is action regarding ordinance 02182502, an ordinance establishing a restitution recovery program for certain police response costs in the Village of Lyons, County, Illinois. Similar to the fire recovery, except for the fact that we did not have this in place. Okay? So this would be new to the Lyons Police Department, and essentially this is, in most instances, when something happens in the roadway, for instance, last week we had a truck that had gotten itself stuck on a concrete ballard. We had to have a officer there in the roadway for several hours while they had moving it off this ballard, just to keep everything safe and babysit the situation. So in those instances, we can charge the individual for causing that. So this would be putting that in place and establishing it and giving the authority to the chief to administer those charges. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Hilker, seconded by Trustee Marchiori. Any questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria.
Aye.
Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lazi.
Aye.
Approved.
It has been approved, thank you very much. Next is 8C, this is action regarding ordinance 02182503, an ordinance amending section 4-1-3C of the Lyons Village Code regarding the cost of Class H business licenses. In the last year, we had done an increase on various business licenses. This was one that we did not touch, however, we were looking to increase it. This strictly deals with motels, the licensing of motels, and being increased for those business licenses. Is there a motion to increase?
Make a motion. Second.
Trustee Leslie, second by Trustee Bennett. Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria.
Aye.
Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lazi.
Aye.
Approved.
That has been approved. Thank you very much. Next item is 8D. This is action regarding ordinance 02182504, an ordinance authorizing the sale of 8415 West 45th Street in Lyons, Illinois. This is a property that was acquired by the Village of Lyons through the Cook County No Cash Bid Program. The county was essentially auctioning this property off for the delinquency of non-payment of taxes, property taxes that is, and the village being a recipient of tax dollars, we got to put in a no cash bid, which is essentially we're bidding for all the tax money that was owed. It was over 10 years of taxes not paid, so we received it for the taxes. That being said, we put very little to almost no money into this property. We had Public Works clean it up, clean all the debris, garbage that was inside of it out. We then put it up for a sealed bid auction. We received 2 bidders. Both bidders were neighboring property owners, commercial property owners. The lower bid was for $400,000, the higher bid was for $487,000. After negotiation, they raised their bid up to $500,000, and the winning bidder is ACM Realty Partners ACM Realty Partners Illinois, LLC, doing business as Resentech Incorporated, which occupies the property directly to the west, and shares the western wall of this property. They are planning on closing on this property in the very near future and substantially upgrading and investing in this property. It is a 8,000 square foot commercial building. Is there a motion to approve the sale of this property? Trustee Marchiori, seconded by trustee Lazic. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria. Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lazzard.
Aye.
Approved.
That's been approved, thank you very much. Next is 8E, this is action regarding ordinance 02182505, an ordinance implementing a municipal grocery retailers occupation tax and a municipal grocery service occupation tax for the village of Lyons, Cook County, Illinois. The state of Illinois, the state legislature had previously had a grocery retailers occupation tax, grocery service occupation tax that was put in place by the state, and collect that tax and distribute it to the various municipalities throughout the state of Illinois. However, they had eliminated that tax and given the authority to the local governments to administer the tax themselves and make the decision whether or not they wanted to have it in place. We are currently receiving this tax. In order to continue to receive this tax, we must take this action to administer it ourselves. So at this time, I'm advising the board, I think it would be in our best interest to continue this tax that we receive at our local level. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Echeverria, seconded by trustee Bennett. Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria. Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lazzard.
Aye.
Approved.
That's been approved, thank you very much. Next item is 8F, this is action regarding ordinance 02182506, an ordinance authorizing the disposal or sale through auction of certain items of personal property owned by the village of Lyons, Cook County, Illinois. The items of personal property are a 2010 Ford Crown Vic, it's a retired squad car, a 2018 Ford Explorer, and a second 2018 Ford Explorer, also both retired squad cars. All three of these vehicles are of no longer of use to the police department, and after assessment by the village mechanic, he believed that it was best to auction these items off and not try to repurpose them in another capacity for the village. So this is giving the administration the authority to auction and sell these items. And they are detailed in your packet as well as multiple photos of each vehicle. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Lazic, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Hilton, thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria. Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lazzard.
Aye.
Approved.
That's approved, thank you very much. Next is item 8G, this is action regarding ordinance 02182507, an ordinance increasing compensation for the appointed zoning board of appeals commissioners in the village of Lyons, Cook County, Illinois. We've last taken this issue on in 2015. We have not acted on it since then. This time I'm recommending that we provide an increase to the members of the zoning board of appeals in the amount of $1,200 a year, so their compensation will be increased by $1,200. They're paid once a month, and they meet once a month, and we have had a excellent group of commissioners that have been vetting out all of the zoning board of appeals petitions before they come to the village board. They work well together. we'd like to maintain those individuals who are all residents of the village and, make sure that they are compensated in their actions. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Bennett, seconded by trustee Lazzich. Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria.
Aye.
Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lassiter.
Aye.
Approved, thank you.
As approved, thank you very much. Next is 8H. This is action regarding resolution 021825R1, a resolution indicating municipal support is consent to the filing of an application by ACM Realty Partners, Illinois, LLC, doing business as Resitech Incorporated for a Class 6B incentive classification for the property located at 8415 West 45th Street, Lyons, Illinois, Cook County, Illinois. Winning bidder, that is gonna be closing on that property, intends to substantially remodel and invest in this property and structure. With that being said, they're concerned about the, cost of property taxes increasing exponentially. With that being said, we had indicated our, support in, their filing for a Class 6B, which is, executed and administered by the county. However, it is a requirement to get local support. That being said, I'm seeking a motion, to approve this resolution to, consent to our support in their filing of this motion. Is there a motion?
I'll second it.
Trustee Marchiori, seconded by trustee Lazzich. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria.
Aye.
Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lassiter.
Aye.
Approved.
All right, that's been approved. Next item is 8I, this is action regarding resolution 021825R2, a resolution expressing the village's desire to participate in public works projects pursuant to the Cook County Development Block Grant, specifically speaking, 43rd Street from Plainfield Road to Custer Avenue. We are applying for, federal funds through the county, in the way of the CDBG, block grant. This would be to completely renovate, 43rd Street, as I stated, from Plainfield Road to Custer Avenue. We have essentially, renovated every single roadway in that area, that being Plainfield, Rose, Conrad, Anna, as well as Custer. And this is the one, street that we have not hit. It will be a costly project, probably in the excess of $400,000, and, we're looking to get, some of those funds, from the county. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Trustee Echeverria, seconded by trustee Lazzich. Clerk, please call the, or just one point is this would be a 2025 year application for a 2026 year funding. We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Marchiori.
Aye.
Trustee Echeverria.
Aye.
Trustee Bennett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilker.
Aye.
Trustee Lassiter.
Aye.
Approved.
Okay, that's been approved. Thank you very much. Next item is 8J. This is a proclamation honoring former Mayor Kenneth K. Getty. Gives me great honor to present this proclamation forward. This is a proclamation of Kenneth K. Getty, which I'm sure most of you know is my father. Allow me to read this into the record. Whereas Kenneth K. Getty dedicated his life to the Village of Lyons as a devoted public servant, local historian, and beloved member of the community for over 60 years. Whereas Ken Getty demonstrated his commitment to civic duty as a member of the United States Selective Service Commission, contributing to the national service with honor and integrity. Whereas Ken Getty showed his dedication to local businesses and economic development as president of the Lyons Chamber of Commerce, working to support and strengthen the business community in Lyons. Whereas Ken Getty's passion for youth and community engagement was evident during his tenure as president of Lyons Blue Cook Little League, where he inspired young athletes and fostered the spirit of teamwork and community pride. Whereas Ken Getty continued his public service as a Lyons Village trustee and went on to serve as the 25th mayor of Village Lyons, during which he worked tirelessly to strengthen the community and enhance quality of life for all residents. Whereas Ken Getty continued his service to the Village Lyons as chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals and as the founder and president of the Lyons Retirees, the largest civic organization in the village, reflecting his unwavering commitment to the community, engagement, and civic leadership. Whereas Ken Getty was known not only for his leadership, but also his kind heart, generosity, and dedication to helping families in need, exemplifying the values of compassion, integrity, and selflessness. Whereas Ken Getty's legacy of public service, community betterment, and genuine care for others has left a lasting mark on the Village Lyons, inspiring others to lead with dedication and respect. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Christopher Getty, do hereby honor and remember Kenneth K. Getty for his extraordinary contributions, visionary leadership, and heartfelt dedication to the Village Lyons and its residents. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the official seal of the Village Lyons to be affirmed this 18th day of February 2025. Thank you very much. Put this into the record. Clerk here. We had his services 2 weeks ago, the visitation in the wake, as well as the funeral services the following day, just 13 days ago. Many of the village employees came out to pay their respects, as well as many residents and business owners in the community. On behalf of my family, I thank everyone very much for that. It meant a lot. Thank you kindly. With that being said, we'll move into public comment. Kyle, good evening.
Okay, I also want to say I thank everyone else here for coming out. Sometimes you guys are just talking to me. I like seeing other people come here. It's good to know what your community is doing and be part of it. Along with that said, when I was at your father's service, I said about it's important to care about the individuals, and I can see that he taught you that. And sometimes I come here saying things that I like, and sometimes I come here with complaints. But either way, I see that you do want to help and work with me. I do want to talk about a particular event that was held, the Shred event at the library, where Representative Hernandez was there. And for actually a couple of years now, I've been fighting for baby changing tables to be put into certain businesses and buildings. Not here, you all actually are abiding by the law very well, but in Hinsdale, in LaGrange, there's medical office buildings with pediatrician office where I would take my child to. There's family-friendly restaurants where I would take my child and there would be a baby changing table in, even though that's been a law since January 1st of 2020, and it was signed by J.B. Pritzker. With that said, I met with them, I told them about this issue, I've been talking to all these different public entities, public health, the Attorney General. I wrote a letter to them back in September. They just sent me back a letter last week saying, sorry, we can't help you. And with all that said, I actually got to meet with their team, and they do want to take that law and expand upon it. They said that there's some gray area and it's not quite clear, and they said that this is only the first step. I will probably be going to Springfield to speak on it. I never thought that would be something I would end up doing, but this is something that I was finally able to get through. Like I said, and had there not been that shred event at the library, I would not have met Representative Fernandez, so thank you for having that. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Public comments this time. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Carolyn McDonald. We spoke a little bit about this on December 23rd at a special meeting, but I'm asking again for increased communication from the village to the residents of Lyons. I should not need to drive by Village Hall and crane my neck to see if there are any new papers taped to the window to find out where my tax dollars are going. I should not call at 4:50 p.m. and be told a meeting is still on and arrive at 6:50 to locked doors and the lights turned off, and not even a note saying a meeting is canceled. If the current media manager does not have the ability to increase communication, maybe it is time to rethink the strategy and see how the village can do better for its residents.
Thank you. Any other residents? Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. At this time, I want to move into the mayor's report and comments. The first individual I'd like to highlight is somebody that has been providing public service to the Village of Lyons for many years and in many different capacities. Before he started on in his current career that he just retired from in the United States Postal Service, before that, he was born and raised in Stickney, Illinois, and went on to serve probably in the United States Army. After getting out of the Army, decided to stay in the federal government and take on a career with the United States Postal Service, having served just shy of 3 decades there. And he was my mailman for about 6.5 years when I lived on Shakespeare. And he's been my mailman for, I want to say, well over 15 years at my insurance office. So I have been able to get to know him quite well. I miss him already, and not having him on the street. Anytime I needed to know what was happening, I would just call Jim, and he would answer instantly. And it was great. Anytime he'd call me when something was happening, I would just have to answer the phone, and he would just go right into whatever was going on. There was no, "Hey Chris, what's going on?" It was just, "Hey, this is happening over here right now." And it was eyes and ears on the street. But he was the caring individual that was out there consistently all the time, looking after our community. He also lived in his route area, which was an added benefit. So he was caring for his neighbors, making sure they get their mail. And I have an award that I give out. I call it the Standing Tall Award. This award was born from out of the COVID years, when the Village of Lyons did not close at all during COVID. We stayed open, and I wanted to do something special to all the different department heads and village administration that dedicated themselves to standing tall in the face of adversity, in the face of a lot of unknowns. We as a government continue to operate, continue to function without fail, and as did the United States Post Office. I say that I think the postal carriers in particular do not get enough credit for their job. Today is a great example. We had a high of 3 degrees outside, and they worked in it all day. People don't shovel their walks. It's icy. You've got staircases. You've got dogs. You've got other animals that come after them, and they faithfully do their job day after day. And Mr. James Cope was no different. He did it for over 29 years, faithfully served, and even to this day, he stops in and says, "How can I help? What do we have going on?" He currently serves on the Zoning Board of Appeals. He's a past library board member. He was previously on the Zoning Board years ago and came back to it. Just somebody that's willing and ready to help at any point in time. He is one of 12 in his family. He's got 11 siblings. If you met Jim, you got to talk to him for a little bit, you would figure out right away he's the baby in the family. 12. And his oldest sister here, who's one of 12, is also here to support him today. But and number 10 is here. With that being said, I'm going to present this award. Does anybody from the board have anything to say? I don't think I'm missing anything. So I'm going to call you up here, James, to give you this Standing Tall Award. Thanks for all you do. And get done. Any stories from the streets?
Well, there's too many stories to go through, but one quick one. A couple of years ago, Chris reminded me of something that I was driving around delivering parcels and going down Amelia, and I hit the park over there, and there's a bunch of kids standing in a circle and they're fighting. So I pulled the truck over and got out and yelled, "Hey, break it up and everything, get out of here, go home." And a couple years ago, Chris reminded me of that. He was one of them in the crowd. He wasn't fighting, but he was, watching it, so.
I was 13 and I was in 7th grade. Here comes this old man at the time. I'm like, what the heck? It's just getting good.
And, getting to see all the kids that were born and have grown up and graduated grade school, college, and having kids, it's a kind of a rewarding job. And it was a pleasure serving the community and working in the community. Our fellow mailmen here and women.
Yes. Thank you for coming out to support you. All right, my next item is I would like to formally appoint Brian McPherson to the position of chairman to the Village of Lyons Zoning Board of Appeals. Brian has served faithfully on the zoning board for many years. He has been in the position of secretary, and as of late, he was filling in as chairman pro tem. He's always done an excellent job. We've gotten compliments on the entire zoning board, but in particular on the chairman and the secretary for their professionalism and all of their actions. It gives me great pride and privilege to make the appointment of Brian McPherson to the position of chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Is there a motion to affirm that appointment? Motion.
Second.
Trustee Bennett, second by trustee Lazic. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That is approved. Mr. McPherson, can you please meet me at the podium?
Angela and my daughter.
Raise your right hand. You repeat after me. Okay, this is the official oath of office for Mr. Brian McPherson. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brian McPherson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Chairman of the Village of Lyons Zoning Board of Appeals to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations. Congratulations, Brian. Thanks. Okay, we've got some light refreshments. We have some cake for both Jim and for Brian, so please stick around. I don't think it was on the agenda, but at this time, I'm calling for a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Trustee
Second.
Second by trustee Hilker. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:43.